1 out of 4 people have had an interaction with Jared Leto.
Jared Leto hugged me, and I had an ass infection at the time.
What's an arse infection?
What does it sound like?
Like the inside of your arse was infected?
The best part about this, I'm not going to tell you the rest of the story.
That's
I'm
fine.
only going to tell you that part.
If only there was some way I could find out.
Did I tell you about the hose attached to the toilet?
Are you talking about a bidet, you uncultured swine?
Bidet is like a frog prince just spitting water upon your butthole.
Yeah.
I went to a house with a high pressure hose attached to the toilet, and I think it was meant to clean the toilet, but I was like, I'm curious, so I pressure washed down there. I had a numb asshole. It was great.
I would never take something that I didn't know was intended for my ass and point it at my ass.
It was stainless
That's on
steel.
you, Adam.
Can't
Yeah, that
stain
is
it.
on Adam, for sure.
I don't think that I would be like, I think this is to clean the floor.
And you said you had numb ass? It was that strong that it numbed your asshole?
It was probably because it was like recycled water or something, and you're basically spraying soapy residue plumbing
there was no
runoff into your butthole.
They're all connected to the same line.
You know what's also connected to the same line? Your ass and your mouth. So I wouldn't necessarily put my mouth in my ass.
Oh,
and vice versa.
I thought that was going to be the ad read.
I think it was.
This episode's sponsored by Postmates. But if you do want to put something good in your mouth, I recommend Postmates. It is the #1 on-demand delivery and pickup service. You can basically get anything you want from basically anywhere you want. We live in the closest thing to the Star Trek future where you can press a button and then it immediately generates whatever you want. Thanks to Postmates, and we're gonna hear more from them at the end of the show.
Can I order Postmates while I'm on a toilet pressure washing my asshole?
Yes.
When's your birthday?
That's concerning. Why did he ask that, Ben?
Because I want to buy him that hose for his toilet, so hook it up and he'll...
That's not the kind of hose Bruce is looking for.
Your first question this week comes from Teddy Swoldelts. You can go back in time to give anyone steroids. Who would it be? Your younger self does not count.
There's only one person that I would go back in time to give steroids to. James Willems. we gotta give it to James.
This is a good workaround because we can give it to our younger selves. Bruce.
James wants to look great. He wants to feel great. And also James also came running into our office the other day about the fact that steroids increases, I think it was your muscles and basically like your strength and stamina.
Bruce, I would like to return the favor. I would pick Jesus.
Smart.
What about me?
Jesus, because we see the interpretations of Jesus with his six-pack abs and
shredded on the cross,
his chiseled pecs on the cross, but he didn't actually look that way. He was way more brown and way more skinny and probably hungry most of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Imagine if he was jacked. Those Romans would come for him and they'd be like, no.
Yeah, they would.
You look
fuck with
like
Jesus.
Zeus.
Yeah, they would not fuck with Jesus.
And then we wouldn't have to worry about him being murdered on the cross, thus eliminating the prophecies of Christianity and thus eliminating Christianity altogether in a sweet irony.
we would just have
perfect.
a jacked dude.
Yeah, we'd have a new religion, Jactitism.
I just imagine him getting off that cross and it shattering it. And he says, sin rescinded.
Nice.
Rescinded.
You still have to work out for the steroids to work, though, right?
Kind of, but
you
not really.
don't.
Okay, then I'm definitely going with Stephen Hawking because then he would be the perfect man.
Oh,
That's great.
That's a great
Smart,
idea.
can't speak, jacked.
Brains and bronze.
That's all I want.
He has a computer that speaks.
Shut up.
Oh.
I can disconnect that.
I would go all the way back in time and give it to Beethoven because it would probably fix his hearing. Because if you listen to Beethoven, it's pretty good. It's only half as good as it could have been.
True.
Think about it. He could have invented EDM.
If only we'd had that sooner.
If only.
Tango Alpha November, SpaceX has decided Funhaus will be the next group sent to the ISS. Yes. What is your experience in space with the rest of the ISS crew?
I already know what it's going to be like with Bruce. Bruce doesn't like to go anywhere unless the window's down.
That's true.
So it's going to be cold.
It's going to be real cold.
I know that.
And there won't be any air.
It's going to be really hard to breathe.
Flames seeping in through the side because of friction.
Bruce is going to be like, it's too hot.
And I'm also fucking hot. When I arrived at the ISS, the thing that I've heard is you can't have sex in the ISS. What I would do is I would relieve everyone. I'd let them go into the corner and I'd stand in front of them as they relieve themselves into the corner of the ISS. I would get pleasure from the fact that I was cleaning up and helping them.
No, what you do up there, you play a game called Into the Spider-Verse, where we all get in a circle and we try to shoot at each other. And we go thwip, thwip.
I'm sorry that my answer is also sexual, but literally all I care about when it comes to the ISS is what happens to boobs in space.
They move. Don't
Yeah.
I have no idea. Do they float like in a pool?
They must go
They
around
do.
like
They
that.
must
Do they
float
move
like in a
independently
pool.
of one
I don't know
another?
what happens
I would
to boobs
imagine
in a
that
pool.
they're
What
just
happens to boobs in a pool?
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
No friction.
Yeah,
so if
so-
you give one a slap,
That's what I'm thinking.
It's just going to keep going forever.
If you flick the left boob, does the right boob just...
Yeah.
Like a pendulum.
So I would conduct a science experiment about that and have it published in a journal when I return to Earth.
Oh, wow.
Okay, cool.
Good idea.
Is there a lot of diversity up there? Is it basically like the ship from Armageddon?
It's extremely diverse.
Because I'd want to be the drunk Russian. I just want to go home.
But you're an
You just
American,
arrived.
and you're not drunk, and you're not
Niet,
drunk.
Niet, niet, niet. And I'd have the hat on too.
But it wouldn't stay on. You have to keep
Yeah,
pulling it
Russian
down.
hat.
Yes, it always happens in the cold of space.
James is from North Carolina.
Carolina.
Niet, niet, niet. Northern Russia.
His accent's almost as bad as that guy from Armageddon, too.
Hey, how dare you? Wasn't that Peter
that was
Stormare?
It was
Peter
definitely
Stormare,
Peter
yeah.
Stormare.
Pickle Fried Cheese asked, what would be the last words you write down before you die to cause as much confusion as possible?
I'm going to write Jared Leto ass infection.
Okay, good.
It's not bad.
I'd go birth certificate, but I wouldn't say who it's related to.
Right.
Just
birth
birth
But like
certificate?
underline it so it seems really important.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I would say Shredder did it.
Shredder did it.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yours is the least confusing, I think. It just
Yeah,
sounds like
everyone knows
Jared
exactly
Leto
what
has
you're
an arse
referring to.
You
infection.
guys had a ton of questions when I said Jared Leto ass infection.
If you take out the Jared Leto part, I think it's
Ass
more
infection.
Yeah.
I also think the most confusing thing you can do in a note is strike through.
Oh, like
so if
write
you
something
wrote
and then
Jared
cross it
Leto
out?
ass infection, but then struck through Jared Leto or just Leto, like that'd be way more confusing.
Mellow Jazz Dosson. RT pays for you to go back to college to pursue a career in a different field. What do you major in and why? I would like to do ass studies. I feel like I should have been a butt doctor, and that way I could have probably figured out Bruce's cryptic note.
You're talking about, proctology.
Ass man.
No, ass doctor.
Ass doctor.
Ass doctor reporting for duty.
He's reporting for duty. It's
Yeah,
when
yeah.
he holds the cup beneath the ass and it poops into the cup.
And I'm like, I gotta get this back to the lab. Wink. And they're like, why'd you wink?
I mean, I studied film. I think what I study is pretty relevant to what I use every single day. So, archaeology,
Indiana Jones.
like Indiana Jones, you're exactly right.
Yeah, we always need holes that need digging.
Are you still an ass doctor?
Dedicated to his field.
I want to major in theater because I always wanted to be in theater when I was in college. But instead I did computer science. I'm a
theater of the
fucking
mind.
And theater's way cooler.
Yeah, it is.
And I
I
would have
think you
got
get laid.
Thank you, Alana. I would have gotten laid by everybody. It didn't
Everybody.
matter, man, woman, them. It doesn't matter. Anybody.
them?
Get
As long
laid
as,
off.
as long as you don't have a preference, you'll get laid
No.
in theater.
And I would have learned how to sing.
That was a pretty, I mean, you didn't need it.
I'd probably do something that like sounds very impressive, but actually isn't, like external engineering, which just means that you plan parks. You'd be like, yeah, there's a palm tree there, I guess. That's
cool.
But it sounds cool.
It does external
Wow.
engineering.
Yeah, but it's
So-
actually just you just organize parks.
You want to just sound more important than you are.
Yes.
At some point, you need to be on the phone, raise your finger to someone and go,
What's that, Mr. Bear? You need to talk now? I have to take this.
Mr. Bear. He's talking about Smokey, I think. Last question from Forbidden Beluga. You're all put in an episode of The Twilight Zone. What happens to you when you enter the zone? One day I woke up and everything tastes like Mexican food, which is great. But then everything that I eat makes me sick.
oh no.
Constant diarrhea.
Constant diarrhea. It's basically like what I have now.
It's all Mexican food. That's just your life, Bruce.
What's the twist, though?
There is an actual episode of The Twilight Zone where these really weird Martians show up and then give this old man superhuman strength.
Cool.
And he just basically uses the superhuman strength to break tables, and that's the whole episode. That would be me, the Martian.
Oh, the Martians.
I would be an actor down on his luck who's trying to get in for one last role. And I get a phone call from a famous director. He says, we need you, but you're going to be the helicopter pilot in a scene that we really don't need for this movie. So he goes, we already shot the ending for this movie, but we thought we'd have this really great scene where this great actor is running with these two Vietnamese children, and then it ends up in a Faces of Death video.
Well, I was going to say this is also a Twilight Zone episode that already exists, but there's a guy who goes to hell, and hell is, I guess, getting everything you've ever wanted, but you get it so easily that you stop being interested. That dude's a fucking idiot. I just want to go to hell and get everything I ever want.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Be rad.
He's like, oh, everyone consents to having sex with me. You idiot. That's great. You want that.
Wait, what?
The sex is too easy for him.
No,
What?
it's
Yeah.
stupid. Listen,
Yeah.
Twilight Zone, they had a lot of episodes. Some were hit and miss. We mentioned 2 misses today.
The helicopter didn't miss.
But you know what doesn't have a miss?
Postmates, when you give them your home address and then they bring you food. I actually did use it this weekend. It was quite delicious.
What'd you get?
I got some sushi and arrived nice and fresh, straight from the ocean. I hope that's not where they had to pick
Not
it
how
up.
it works, but-
And they're the sponsor of this week's episode.
This episode of Open House is brought to you by Postmates. Postmates is your personal food delivery, grocery delivery, or whatever you can think of delivery service all year round. No more trips to the store. You don't even have to know where the store is. Postmates will deliver anything to you. Download the app for iOS or Android for free, browse local restaurants and businesses, and track your delivery. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, Postmates will bring you what you want within the hour. Anything you're craving, Postmates can deliver. They're the largest on-demand network in the known universe with more than 25,000 partner merchants. For a limited time, Postmates is giving our listeners $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days. To start your free deliveries, download the app right now and use the code OPENHOUSE. That's OPENHAUS. That's code OPENHOUSE for $100 of free delivery credit for your first 7 days when you download the Postmates app. Anything you need, anytime you need it, download Postmates and save with code OPENHOUSE.
Person suffering from croprophilia is aroused by A, feces, B, urine, C, dead animals, or D, burning flesh. I'm sorry, what's that?
Feces. He said feces.
Feces? Feces is correct.
Feces is correct.
You got it.
You win another 10 orgasms.